We're working in an area with very large trees and damp soil. We have created a pathway and now we must finish it off before we can start planting. So now we come to the fun part where we're going to be picking our leaves. Remember, we want ones with strong architectural lines, with beautiful veins, because that is going to form the imprint in our concrete mixture. Try and find ones that are well formed, that haven't got tears in them, because obviously that's going to come out as well. You know, it doesn't really matter if they're even fallen leaves like this big guy. This is from a forest fever tree. Yes, it's a bit gnarled on the edges, but you know, that's all going to add to the character. But I mean, look at those awesome veins. That is going to leave a gorgeous imprint. All right, folks, we're armed with all our leaves, and we've got a whole array of different kinds. And the idea now is to take any leaf, like this is an anthurium leaf, and just for ease of use is just make your little stem a bit shorter. You could even take it off right there. Then you're going to take the little guy, you're going to put it down, and then you need to just push him gently onto the surface of your concrete mixture. And you'll find that as you've stuck it down, because of the moisture, it's almost going to form a little vacuum. So it's going to stay there. If you're worried about it peeling off when you turn your back, then just take a few little stones. Thank you, Garth. Yours is looking cool. And then just put them here, because, you know, some of us are, you know, OCD and we stress about these things. But never mind, we won't go there. The whole point of this is to go wild. Put smaller leaves next to bigger leaves. Think about your pattern that you're going to do. We've got some 2 smaller ones there, so I'm going to go with a big oak over here. Nice big strelitzia leaf. Remember to try and mold it down, because you want it to make contact. You want the bottom of the leaf to take the shape of whatever the vein is. So folks, bottom line is, Garth and I are going to play around here for quite a while. We're going to be putting all sorts of different leaves. Got a few cycas leaves, a couple of arum lilies, and we're just going to carry on playing around and finishing this guy off. Right, folks, we've put down all the leaves. I'm really happy with the look. Now all we need to do is leave it for a day. We'll come back in a day's time and then we'll peel the leaves off and show you what the next step is. We've got a great selection of plants that we're going to start playing around with alongside the pathway that we've built. And ultimately, we're wanting some taller plants in the back. Luckily, we've already got some established plants in this garden. 1 or 2 dietes are lying around. We're going to keep those where they are and just start filling in. So for those taller plants that I am wanting to use, remember, this is deep shade. I'm using this guy over here. It's called Dichorysandra. It's almost cane-like. I mean, take a look at this. Almost cane-like stems, narrow and tall. And it gets these beautiful blue flowers that look almost like bunches of grapes. Really a great plant, tough as nails. You want to grow it, break a bit off and stick it in the ground. Literally as easy as that. We've got some lovely Coleus now. Well, remember these plants our grannies used to have in their gardens. They've come back into favor and there's a whole new surge of them with all the plant breeders making some really gorgeous colors. Some which have got yellows in them, reds, all different colors. And remember, these guys are true perennials in your garden. You plant them in when they start looking a bit scraggly, prune them back hard, like right down here. Prune them back hard, put a bit of compost, some mulch around them, feed them with a slow release fertilizer, and bang, how's your father? They'll come back again. These guys are great for semi-shade, even on patios and areas that get a lot of light. Now, these all form my intermediate planting. Then for my low planting, which is right along the edge of the pathway, because we don't want that to get too bushy. We've got this little guy over here, and it really is beautiful. Very, very gentle, very soft foliage. This is a Selaginella. Remember earlier In some other programs, we've showed you other Selaginella, which kind of just cascades. Well, this is more of a bush forming habit. Nice and tight, fern-like leaves, very, very soft, and against the edge of the pathway, it's going to look spectacular. Some beautiful Ajuga, gorgeous dark leaves. For contrast, that's what we want. Remember, when you're playing with plants, it's all about contrast. We've got a big, broad leaf here against something soft and gentle. That's what we're wanting. Right, folks, we've left our pathway to dry overnight, and it's time to take the leaves off. And all we're going to do now is just grab our leaf and gently remove it. Oh, look at that. And here you got the imprint. Garth, come and give me a hand. This is the most exciting part. Almost like when you find fossilized leaves in nature. That's the plan. That is exactly what we wanted. Oh, baby. Lovely. And look at that beautiful, beautiful imprint that you're getting there. That's the plan. That is exactly what we wanted. Gorgeous. Can't wait to see what this guy's done. Now that we've taken the leaves off, we're going to start by taking off the edge of the boxing that we used and just pulling out the pegs, peg on either side, and then this will just remove and slip away as easy as that. Right, so now the next step that we're going to do is we're going to stain the imprint of the leaf and the area around it. I've got an awesome green stain. This is a green concrete stain that you can get from your local hardware store. Believe it or not, this blue, when it dries, is going to turn vivid, vivid green. Garth's got a yellow, and he's going to paint the area around the leaves. So it's pretty simple, folks. Don't get too worried about if you're going a little bit out of it. You just take it and you whack it on. Even if the two mix into each other a bit, that's also fine. So you're going to paint the entire leaf area. You're going to go around. The more you put on, well, the darker green it's going to be. And the trick here is, I don't want it to be like all perfect. So I want Garth to go wild, Garth. Different strokes and take it that way a bit. Yeah, like a brownie yellow. Wicked. The concrete stain will need a bit of time to settle before the true colours come through. Still to come, we tackle the soil and then plant up the garden.